That night, he took his mother's car and drank heavily and violated me when I was in and out of consciousness. The defendant slapped my face during intercourse and violated me. His third time assaulting me that same exact night. The prosecutor told me that juries don't like women and that they don't believe us. And that broke me more than anything.
And
I was not aware. I have all the texts of the...
Finish, please.
This is great. I'd never seen the victim and the defense counsel going after each other in the middle of a sentencing.
This is a plea. It was a felony case. We refound it as a misdemeanor.
Okay.
And there is a victim impact statement. The victim is not present. So I was wondering what the court wanted to do.
I don't want to do it. If they want to make a victim impact statement, then I want them here and we'll do it all together at the same time. Because I want that person heard as well. It's only fair.
They were unable to make it today. They had notice about today's court date.
We're down in Texas in old Judge Fleischer's court, and here's an interesting situation where they have a plea deal worked out, but the victim doesn't show up for the victim impact statement. The judge wants to honor the victim and the right to give the impact statement. However, she's not here.
Fine. We'll set it for whatever day you want. Do you want to reach out to them to see what day is good for them and then we can do it? I mean, take your time. There's no rush. Really.
If I may.
That's not what defense counsel wants to hear. They want to get this plea done. Apparently, it's been in the courts for about 3 years now.
This case is 3 years old. We've had 7 trial settings. We finally resolved it to today, and then she can't come on the day of trial.
Translation, it's not important enough to her, but more importantly, I want to get this deal done for my client, which sounds pretty good for him.
I don't know, Joe.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm letting the court know. I think that's kind of unfair to my
See if they can
client.
Zoom, because I have Zoom.
We could ask her. I don't know if she has that ability.
You want to see? Want to stand down for a bit?
I'm sorry?
Just stand down to see if she's available to Zoom.
She is okay with someone from our office reading it in her place, if the court's okay with that.
It's the whole purpose. No? Can you reach out to her real quick and just see? I know you're in the home stretch, Jim. I mean, I know you've gotten a great deal here. They're reducing it to a misdemeanor.
The charges relate to sexual assault, and the deal worked out would have the defendant avoid any type of prison time.
Let me see if they can do it. Okay.
They took a break and called the victim, and she's on the phone right now.
Speak first prior to the plea. Then, of course, yes, it's okay to speak
If you want to speak first, then you're welcome to.
The victim wants to speak before the judge renders his decision. Generally, that's not the way it works, and it could have a huge impact on whether the court accepts the plea.
Well, I wanted to read my victim impact statement.
Please do. You're welcome to do it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm writing this statement to share how this experience has continued to affect me long after that night. There may be times where I actually need to take a moment to breathe, actually. Just wanted to go ahead and say that first. When I first submitted this statement, I was overwhelmed. I was still in emotional shock and unsure of what to say and how to say it. I've since come to understand the importance of expressing clearly, not just what happened, but how it impacted every part of my life. It's been over 2 years, and this case
Her statement went on for at least 10 straight minutes.
has been reset multiple times. A new prosecutor was also assigned only days before this plea was suddenly brought to me. The rapid timeline did not allow me to revise my statement or consult with anyone about how this offer would impact my rights as a survivor or my potential ability to seek justice outside of this criminal court. This statement is not about vengeance. It's about the truth. It's about my healing. It's about ensuring my voice is heard in a process that often feels designed to just move forward without it.
We move forward in the statement a little bit, and the defendant's swaying back and forth, as you can see. The attorney rubbing his eyes there. He wants this thing done. He doesn't want her interrupting it, and it seems like she's doing that.
I had a breathalyzer in that car, and yet that night he took his mother's car and drank heavily and violated me when I was in and out of consciousness. The defendant slapped my face during intercourse and violated me. His third time assaulting me that same exact night.
The attorney acting as if he's not listening, but of course this is so detrimental to his client's case. Is it fair for the victim to be making allegations for which this defendant has no right to actually test? You cannot hide when you make a criminal allegation. Whoever you make that against has the right to test you, to cross-examine you, to obtain documents and information from you. Here, We have none of that. We do not know if anything she is saying is actually true with regard to the facts.
Without consent. I remember him begging me again and again, and I kept saying no, but I couldn't get up. I pushed him away off of me again and again. That is not consent.
I don't care if you're giving a victim impact statement or giving a wedding speech. When you give a speech, do not read. Fundamental rule number 1, do not read.
Me freezing up was fear. That was survival mode that I was going into. And Your Honor, asked that you consider what kind of system lets someone walk away with that and just probation. Even after all of this,
You can see the anger in the defense attorney's face. He knows maybe the judge is going to be swayed by these allegations that are not being tested.
I still had to let him drive me home the next day and bought me a Plan B pill. The defense says I had chances to leave, but how do you leave when your body and your brain have been hijacked by fear?
The attorney was able to leave.
The prosecutor told me that juries don't like women and that they don't believe us, and that broke me more than anything. I was told I could be blamed at trial for going to the bar or for texting him afterwards, as if trauma survivors don't respond in ways that help them stay alive. That's why I'm asking you now to please understand that this proposed plea is not justice.
Then I'm not going to take it.
Uh-oh.
Not taking it, Joe. I'm not doing it. Sorry.
The attorney's mad, and I do not blame him.
Just
I
because
have
she
more-
spoke first?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that we have a powerful victim impact statement here. We have a sexual assault being reduced to a misdemeanor, 2-year deferred.
Correct.
Apparently, no one's consulted her regarding this thing,
Mm-hmm.
see whether they,
We have been in extensive communication with her this past.
No, sir. No, sir. I
about the
barely.
That's the assistant prosecutor there, and he wants the deal to go through too. The courts are not made to try every single case. In fact, they're made to actually have a plea in every single case, except for a very few.
I spoke to you a couple of days ago, sir. I didn't even know you were on my case until Tuesday or Monday it was Tuesday when you first called me. I didn't even know Missy
And
was not on my case anymore. And she gave me the confidence that this would go to trial. She believed we had a very strong case to bring this to trial. She didn't have any doubts in this case at all. And it's rushed into this plea without even without even discussing with me.
in some states, they do require that a victim consents whenever there's a plea deal. That may not be the case down here in Texas. But if you look at these three men, they're all angry. They all had a deal worked out. And apparently the judge is swayed by this woman's statement, and he's not going to have the deal go through.
Thank you, Ms. Echevarria. I appreciate your testimony.
I really appreciate your Honor letting me speak before you accepted this plea.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that you're here to speak, get everything off your chest. Anything you need, we are here for you, Ms. Echevarria.
I really appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you for letting me get on Zoom, even though I could not physically be there.
I will accept this, but I'll do 30 days as a condition. It's the only way I'm going to do it. So you guys can talk and see if there's
I
something that
think
you
it's
want
unfair
to
to
do.
my client.
And there you go. The judge is swayed by this victim impact statement. Instead of not going to jail, he's now saying that this young brother has to serve 30 days in jail in addition to the other terms.
Because normally we do the plea, then we have the statement. Just because she spoke first, now she's gonna bust the deal?
She's not busting anything. I mean,
I'm
I
the
was-
victim. I am the victim. How do you even
Please.
speak
This is a first. You have the victim arguing with defense counsel during the sentencing.
about? Sorry.
Please.
Yes,
It's
Your
okay.
Honor.
He's been coming to every court date. We've been set for trial 7 times. We're actually set for trial this morning.
I get it. She feels like one of the things that we need to take into account, is I'm not going to do it without 30 days as a condition. I'm sorry, Joe. So you guys can talk or we can set it for trial. It's your decision, Mr.
You do home confinement?
Home confinement? No. That's a gift.
This is a huge deal. You go from a plea with no jail time to 30 days. 30 days may not seem like a lot, but if you were anticipating no jail, any days is a lot.
No.
Can we stand up?
Please.
Okay.
The judge gave the attorney some time to consult with his client, and now he's back.
Just want to do 10 days, Justin. Huh? 10 days. Otherwise he loses his job.
Apparently, everything's up for negotiation here. Defense counsel counters the 30 days with 10 days.
It's better than the current deal from our perspective.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Good.
Okay. Come on.
And also, Judge, the complainant did not finish her impact
Oh no, there's more?
statement, if she could be allowed to do that.
Yeah. Let me do this first. We'll go through with it.
When she's done, this young brother's gonna have a life sentence.
And then, Mr. Camano, you're charged with indecent assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement that you have worked out is a 2-year deferred with thinking for a change, sexual boundaries course, 50 hours of community service, no contact with Ms. Echevarria, and 10 days as a condition in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are giving up the right to have a jury decide whether you're guilty or not. You can never get out of this. It will continue until you complete this agreement,
You better accept it before she starts speaking again.
or if you violate it. If you violate it, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to bring you back over here. We are going to have a hearing whether you violated this, and if you do, you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law.
He's a U.S. citizen, Judge.
Okay.
Not after the victim starts talking.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I'm going to withhold that for 2 years. If you're using, it's not going to go well. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to test you like crazy. If I find that you're using, you're going to get a one-way ticket. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Echevarria, did you want to say something else?
Uh-oh. Young brother's nervous, and he should be.
Yes, I'd like to finish my statement, please.
Okay, you may continue, ma'am. Shh.
So I have submitted requests to the HPD, Houston Methodist, and the Forensic Center to access police reports, my toxology, and my rape kit results. All things I should have had years ago. I just began accessing public records on my own because no one helped me understand I had the right to review them. And this is why I wanted to request a continuance. I do respectfully request that the court do require the condition.
Now she's requesting the entire case be adjourned until she gets some information and documents relating to her case.
That prioritize accountability, rehabilitation, and safety, such as formal admission of guilt in court or via stipulation, no contact.
A lot of people expect that the defendant has to admit guilt. That's not the case here, and it won't be the case. And in this situation, the judge is deferring his ruling, so she is not going to get a guilty admission.
Geographic restriction order, mandatory sex offender rehabilitation, and language in the plea agreement affirming that I reserve my right to civil litigation.
She doesn't need that. She can file a lawsuit at any time against this young brother for the assault.
Because I want peace and I want to heal and I want to know that my voice mattered. Your Honor, I respectfully request that you do not proceed with that plea until I have had the chance to review the full case file, as well as all the evidence I'm lawfully requesting, including the police reports, toxology, and stain results. I was not given the sufficient time to revise my statement, and I've had to teach myself how to access the court records after being left out of the process. This case was reset 7 times in the past month alone, and I was promised a trial, not a rushed plea. I'm asking that the record reflect my objection and that my request for a continuance be considered on the basis of my rights under CCP 56A.051 and 56A.052. If the court must move forward with.
What bothers me is she's not there to make this statement. You should be there. You should show up. It should mean enough to you to actually be there, and she's not. She's just on the phone, and that goes for any type of witness. Whenever you're testifying on the phone or in Zoom, it is never as impactful as being there in person.
That plea, I would request the formal admission of guilt, the no contact order, required sex offender counseling, and a clause affirming my right to pursue civil litigation.
And 25 years in jail.
What I will say, ma'am, I know that you are upset, and I'm sorry that you are. I have no idea why it ended up here, but it is. The lawyers, I think, have been working for a while to try to resolve this. They've come up to an agreement. I did issue a protective order now so that there is one in place.
Thank you.
So, and I've also ordered no weapons as well. So, you,
Is there any way he can have the sex offender counseling? I feel like very much so.
I don't have, that's not something that I have access to down here. That's only in the felony courts. So I don't get access to any of that stuff.
What about the formal admission of guilt from the defendant?
Not going to happen.
They have worked out an agreement where they're doing a deferred.
Deferred means deferred adjudication. That means we postpone the entire case. If this young brother stays out of trouble for 2 years, it will be dismissed. So there's no admission of guilt.
It's a deferred adjudication. That's something that you're going to have to get with the office about. I know that you have other avenues of recourse as well. I can't give you legal advice. The only thing that I would probably advise you is just go talk to a lawyer.
And so trial is not able to go
No,
forward.
the case is done now. They've ended in a deferred adjudication just now, ma'am.
That's not what you wanted to hear. And if this judge tells her that potentially this case is going to be dismissed if he remains out of trouble for a few years, she would be mad.
Okay, and he was previously on the juror adjudication, but what about, I still feel like I'm being silenced with everything that I've been saying.
The only thing I could advise you is go back to the district attorney's office and just start, talking to people there.
Translation, kick rocks. Obviously, the judge took into account what she said. This young brother has to serve 10 days in jail when he thought he was getting out scot-free.
District attorney's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, our first trial setting was March of last year.
I
This is the first time we're hearing about her asking for anything. And we've
No,
had
I was not.
setting after setting.
I was not aware.
Excuse me,
I
ma'am.
have all the
Excuse me.
texts of
Can you
the.
finish, please? We've had setting after setting. This is the first time we've heard anything about
This is great. I'd never seen the victim and the defense counsel going after each other in the middle of a sentencing.
this from her. So I don't think that's
This
any
is not the
part of-
first time. I
Ma'am, let me finish,
have
please.
requested forms before. I have sent
Well, ma'am,
emails
look,
to get these
Mr. Chevalier,
documents, and
I
I
don't
was
want to
not
get
granted.
I don't want to get into a big match about what's going on now. The only thing I can say is if you have any kind of disagreements, get back with the office, talk to go to the district attorneys and go talk to them and figure out what else. Like I said, there are other avenues. I can't give you legal advice. I can't tell you what to do from here. Okay? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Start the 10 days.
Can we start next Friday?
Sure.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Will the court allow me to consult
She's still going.
the opportunity to consult with the victim advocate
Is there a big?
or a legal liaison
And
before
we have a
anything is
social worker.
finalized?
We have a social worker who is assigned to this case as well, and both of us have been in contact with.
So do you have the number to the social worker, ma'am?
She hasn't been that responsive recently. Just coming up to the court date, really.
I'm happy to give her a call this afternoon and we can go over all of that.
Okay, so the prosecutor assigned to this case will give you a call this afternoon to try to help you get in touch with the social worker. If you still have any issues, you can come back tomorrow and then we can try to resolve it further, okay?
There at the courthouse.
Yes, ma'am.
Will I be asking for your courthouse personally?
You're welcome to, ma'am. Yes. I'm in Court 5. You're always welcome to come here and we'll help you out as much as we can. Okay?
Court 5. Okay. And what exactly was the plea that he admitted to, or
It was a 2-year deferred adjudication
Don't forget the 10 days in jail that she added to.
with 10 days in jail as a condition.
Damn right.
Okay. Oh, so it went down to 10 from 30? I think I heard 30 earlier. It went down to 10.
Ma'am, I can't continue with this. I have a courtroom full of people that I have to get to. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I will let you speak, or this afternoon, Gabe is going to call you to prosecute on the case and he can explain everything further to you, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
And there you have it. Because of the victim impact statement, the original deal was altered to the detriment of the defendant. He was not going to serve any time. Now he has to serve 10 days in the joint. Let's hope everything goes okay for him at the jail. His check-in date is Friday.